Have you ever been frustrated by ChatGPT or Claude not giving you the right responses? Especially when it comes to content writing. You ask her to generate a LinkedIn post and it sounds completely like AI. You ask her to write a script for a presentation and it sounds nothing like you. I mean, what you can do is just give it a super detailed prompt every time, but what if there's a way to train an AI to talk exactly like you? That's exactly what I did. I built LucyGPT, an AI clone that entirely mimics my voice and tone. And now, every time I ask it to write me an email, blog post, or anything on my behalf, it does an amazing job. What's crazy is that it took me less than 30 minutes to build. All I needed was examples of my own content, a simple open source model, and a GPU to run my model on. And so if you'd like to know exactly how I did this and what instructions to create your own custom GPT, make sure to keep watching. Okay, here are the 4 steps that I took. First, I collected samples on my own writing, anything to capture the way I sound. Next, I set up a GPU environment to handle the training. After that, I trained the model on my own content using something called QLoRa. And finally, I tested it out by asking it to generate me some content. So yeah, let me hop over to my computer now and I'll walk you through step by step how to build your own customized GPT. Okay, step 1 is to create a GPU server for us to host our custom GPT. And to do this, we'll need to create an account with Verda, formerly known as DataCrunch. You can use my link and code in the description below to get $25 in free testing credit. What I like about Verda, by the way, is that everything runs on 100% renewable energy, so you're not contributing to carbon emissions when training your models. They're a European cloud provider focused on sustainable AI infrastructure. Alright, once you've signed up for an account and logged in, head to Instances and then click on Create Instance. Now, for the instance type, choose On Demand, and for the contract, select Pay As You Go. This gives us the most flexibility. As for the GPU, we've got a few options. Verda offers the latest version of NVIDIA's Blackwell Ultra like B300 and Blackwell RTX Pro 6000. But for this project, we're just going to go with the L40S, mainly because it's got 48GB of VRAM, perfect for fine-tuning a smaller model. It only costs about $1.50 to $2 per hour. I mean, you could go with a cheaper model or a more powerful one, but it all depends on your project needs. For instance, Verda also gives you access to one of NVIDIA's newest GPUs, GB300, so you've got access to some serious cutting-edge hardware. Okay, next for the operating system, let's go with Ubuntu 24.04. And before we click deploy, let's add an SSH key because that's how we're going to connect the server. To get one, just open up your terminal and run this command over here. By the way, I have a summary of all of these steps and commands in the GitHub link down below, so you can follow along very easily. Just press enter through these prompts and it will generate a new key pair. Then copy your public key, which will look something like this, and then paste it into Verda. Leave everything else as default and then click deploy. Okay, at this point the instance will start provisioning. What we have to do now is SSH into the instance. SSH, as I mentioned, is how we're going to remotely connect to our GPU server. So I'm opening up my terminal over here and we can see the instance details on the screen showing the SSH command. I'm going to copy this command, but we need to replace the IP address with our instance IP. I'm just replacing the public IP with the actual IP we saw in Verda and then hitting enter. Give it a few moments and just like that, we're inside the GPU server. You can see my terminal prompt changed and now we're logged into the remote machine. This is our gateway to everything that comes next. But before we proceed, let's quickly update the server packages. This step is really important because it avoids random dependency issues later on. So I'm running this update and upgrade command now. It's just going to take you a few minutes and you can see all the packages downloading and installing. So just let it finish. Alright, now it's done. Let's now move on to the next step, which is setting up the Python environment. Everything we're doing from data preparation to model training and testing is all Python based. So first we're going to install Python and the tools we need. Enter this command over here. And now we're going to create a virtual environment. Alright, that's created, now we're going to activate it. Perfect. Now we're going to install all the Python libraries we need for training. This includes things like transformers for the model, datasets for handling data, and a few training libraries that make fine-tuning efficient on GPUs. I'm going to run this one command that pretty much pulls everything that's needed. It's going to take a few minutes and you can see the packages downloading and installing. Alright, so everything is installed and now we can check the GPU setup. Let's verify that our GPU is properly detected and CUDA, the technology that lets PyTorch run GPUs instead of CPUs, is functional. If either fails here, training would be very slow. So enter this verification command over here and double check the output. Nice. So on my side, it shows true. That's a green flag. The GPU is detected and CUDA is working. We're now ready to train the model. To do this, we'll need to create a project folder and start adding in some training text. I'm going to create a folder called LucyGPT and then navigate into it. Cool, so now we're inside the LucyGPT directory. Let's create the data file by typing in nano data txt. With the editor now open, all we have to do is paste in a bunch of things, like my YouTube scripts, LinkedIn posts, newsletter writing, and pretty much anything where my natural voice shows up consistently. I've already removed some random headers, weird formatting, and repeated lines so that things are very clear and the model is able to effectively learn from the patterns. Okay, so all the text is now in my data.txt file. We'll save this and exit. Great, let's verify the file is there and check its size. We've got a good amount of text here, and now we'll convert this raw text into a format that the model can now train on. So all this raw text is fine, but training works better when the model sees structured examples. That means prompt and response pairs. We'll just make another script, by the way, called makeData.py. This script will take in our data.txt, chunk it up, and convert it into a JSON-L file in a prompt response style format. So the model learns when someone gives a prompt like this is how I should respond. Let's quickly make that script. Type in nano makeData.py. We'll paste in the data pre-processing script. And once we have the script in, let's save and exit. Now we'll just run python makeData.py. Perfect, it now created training pairs from my text. Let's verify the output. Great, so the file is there with my prompt response pairs. At this point, our dataset is fully ready. Now we're going to fine-tune a base model. In our case, we're using a Mistral model as the base, and we're training it on QLoRa. We're not training a model from scratch, we're just taking an existing model that already knows English and reasoning, and I'm tuning it to lean towards my tone, phrasing, and style. QLoRa, by the way, is just a method that makes this training a lot lighter and more GPU friendly, so we don't need some insane setup. Alright, now we'll create the training script, train.py. You just have to copy the training script from our GitHub file again, and once the script is ready, we'll run the training. Alright, the training is done now. As you can see, an output folder got created and it was saved as LucyGPT out. Which brings us to the fun part, which is testing LucyGPT. I've created a test script called sample.py, and this script loads the fine-tuned model and lets us prompt it like a chat. Alright, let's get the script from the GitHub file and paste it here. Perfect, the script is ready and now we'll run it. Type python sample.py and now it's loading. Nice, it says LucyGPU loaded, which means it worked. Now to properly test it, I'm going to give it my first prompt. Why should someone learn about AI? And look at this, it replied in a way that actually sounds a lot closer to how I talk. I can tell that the tone and rhythm is already way more myself than the standard ChatGPT. Alright, second test, let's type in explain cloud computing in simple terms. Cool, so again it's responding in a way that feels natural, not like some generic answer you get with a standard AI model. And this is the key here. We're not trying to build a model that knows more than ChatGPT. We're building a model that sounds like you, saving you time in things like content writing. If you managed to follow all the way through, nice work. There were a lot of steps along the way, but congratulations on building your own AI clone. And don't forget, if this video was a bit too fast for you, you can always click on the GitHub link to access the full written steps. So there you have it, LucyGPT, my own AI clone. Let me know in the comments if you're also planning to make one for yourself. And to try out Verta for yourself, you can use the link in the description below and use my code for $25 worth of free credits. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.